All right, everyone, welcome to episode 62, I promise I can do math, of Passion Project, the speedrunning gaming variety show that encourages anyone and everyone in the speedrunning greater gaming communities to showcase their passions in games. My name is Amber Cyprin. I will be your host tonight, and if you've got a passion project of your own and you want to appear on GDQ Hotfix, we are always accepting submissions for our season. So now for our spring season. If you've got a run that you'd love to showcase on the channel, send it our way at gdq.gg/submit/hotfix or type !submit in chat for more details. So whether it's grinding speedruns, learning and routing new categories, or breathing new life into a game in unconventional ways like we're going to do tonight, Passion Project is the best place on Twitch to show the world what you love the most in speedrunning and gaming. Tonight here on Passion Project, we have a very special showcase for you all tonight. I'm joined by the wonderful Mimi Lena and her commentator Environat, and Mimi is going to show us all how she got her Ocarina to work as a controller for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And then we're going to jump into her attempting to beat the Great Plateau portion of the game using only the notes played on her Ocarina. And when that's all said and done, you'll want to stick around because afterwards she'll be treating us all to a short live concert of Ocarina covers of music from the Legend of Zelda series. Mimi and Nat, thank you both so much for being here tonight. I'm really excited for the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Anxious, excited, anxious, excited. Yes.
So excited to be here. So excited to show off something that Mimi's been working on for years. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh my God. It's happening. Okay.
It is happening.
Well, Hi, everyone. It's me, myself, and I. I'm Emelina, she, her pronouns. And the thing that I'm most known for is beating Breath of the Wild with an ocarina. Just this, right here. And you're probably thinking at home, how did that even work? How do you even get that working? What do you mean in ocarina? What are you talking about? Excuse me? Well, back in 2023, about 2 months before Tears of the Kingdom ended up dropping for the very first time on the Switch, I decided to take on a challenge of my lifetime. Never thought I would ever do something like this in my life, despite my music career. So it was something else. I made my way through Breath of the Wild using this ocarina as a controller. And I'll walk you through the journey here. But I made my way through all of Great Plateau, went through all of the shrines, stasis, cryonis, magnesis, bombs, had so many deaths all along the way. Honestly, throughout the beginning, I really actually didn't think this run was going to be possible. I didn't think it was going to be possible at all, but the impossible is possible at all points if you believe hard enough, right? But I made my way for 2 months straight. This whole first run, and back in 2023, took me 2 months of playing.
Oh my
and streaming
God.
and gaming. It was 2 months. It was probably one of my longest challenges yet. As I said before, I made it through Great Plateau, and then I decided that my first dungeon was going to be going to the Divine Beast with Vana Boris with Thunderblight. And as you all know, as all gamers, we do not like Thunderblight.
Why do we start with Thunderblight?
We do not like Thunderblight.
That was the last one I did in my casual.
The reason I decided to start with Thunderblight was because I knew that this was going to be the most difficult one. I knew it already. I knew I was going to hate it. I was going to be in tears. I was going to be in pain. It was going to be terrible. So I decided I was going to do that one first. And I think I rightfully so knew what I was getting myself into, maybe. But does anybody want to guess how long Thunderblight took me?
You said that the entire game took you 2 months of playing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Of about 6 to 8 hour streams.
Oh my God.
Every week. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let chat guess, but my guess is...
Let's see.
Like, I'm going to guess, like, at least 2 of those weeks. 2, if not 3 of those weeks was Thunderblight.
Okay. Let's see if chat has an answer here for us and see if they have an idea. Thunderblight is a very difficult boss. So like, oh my God. Well,
1.5 months is what chat is saying.
1.5 months. Okay. Well, that is a nice guess, but actually, Thunderblight took me 8 hours straight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. So it did not take me like several months or like weeks, thankfully. Oh my God, thank goodness.
Years.
No, not 84 years.
Sure.
Definitely not. But it did take me 8 hours of straight playing. I was extremely frustrated. I think it was one stream of like 6 hours. And then the next stream, it was like, it was probably 7 hours. I don't know. But like 7 hours. And then the next day I tried again. And literally on the second try, that's when I got him. But oh my God, it was so difficult. I was ready to scream and I was ready to just throw in the towel. But after I beat him, I was so like, I actually jumped up for joy and I started crying because I was so in shock with actually having done it. But it was extremely frustrating. If I have to say so myself, Thunderblight, beating him with an ocarina is honestly the hardest thing that I have ever had to do in my life in terms of gaming. Like, actually.
Oh my God.
It was just that hard. I even was able to get some flurry rushes on him throughout the fight, as you can see with the video there. But like, it was so damn difficult. It was so difficult. Anyways, though, I digress here. Got to Thunderblight, going through the journey here. Did eventually make it to the Waterblight section of the run, going to the dungeon there. But I also, along the way, there's a pretty nice little mini boss that you can fight before doing Waterblight. Do y'all remember who it is?
Yeah, it's the Lionel that if you go and it's really funny when you fight it beforehand. It's like they're just like, oh, you already have thunder arrows. Really? Good for you.
Yes. Exactly. Well, I decided that one of my main missions whenever doing this whole challenge run was that I wanted to at least take out one overworld boss of every kind. So the Linos, the Stone Taluses, what else do we got there? I can't remember right now, all of the blights and etc. But the Lino is extremely difficult to get to. And I ended up fighting against him and decided to do the fight with the Ocarina. I'm still very surprised of how I got that, but like I died several times before I finally got him. Got flurry rushes, as you can see right there, but it was pretty out of this world, honestly. But yeah, I beat Waterblight there and then made my way over to the Rito village. Did take out a Stone Talus on the way as well, which was pretty cool. And also took out Windblight after that in the Rito dungeon there.
Oh my God, that tumble.
Honestly, Yes. So as you're going to see in some of these videos here that have been shown here, this challenge was difficult. And I will properly demonstrate later why it was so difficult. But I had so many deaths left and right, failures, tumbles, restarts, resets. I think I even had one time where I accidentally exited my game because of how my Ocarina controller was working.
Oh, God.
I was so mad.
So finished.
Yes, exactly. But it's all about the journey, right? It's all about the journey. But yeah, beat up the Stone Talus, beat up the Windblight, and got that boss going. Because as you know, for Breath of the Wild...
Rage quit.
Yes, exactly. As you know, for Breath of the Wild, you do need to take on all of the 4 blights before you can take on the big boss at the very end there. But yeah, beat Fireblight. Actually, Fireblight took me didn't take me long. Actually, I think I got him on the first try, which was quite surprising.
Wow.
I didn't die at all, which I guess maybe by then I had already been playing for like a month and a half or so. So like I had my Ocarina controls down to a T by that point. But did go on from that. Went up to Calamity Ganon. I do remember that I properly took some precautions by getting a bunch of heart containers to make sure that I was going to be okay. Because, you know, when you're playing on an instrument, there's so much that could go wrong. But yeah, beat Dune Spider, aka Calamity Ganon. It was so cool, as you can see right there. And then eventually did take on the very last boss and beat him to I think it was like maybe like a week before Tears of the Kingdom ended up dropping after all, and I became the very first person in the world, still the only person in the world, to have beaten Breath of the Wild with an ocarina as a controller.
Hey.
That is such an
Yeah, it was pretty
achievement. I
exciting.
love this.
It was so exciting. It was definitely one of my hardest challenges ever in my gaming career. But it was definitely worth it for everything that's come after that. I feel like I'm a very creative person in general, and so starting this off as like one of my very first like big gaming challenges in my career ended up being like, it was out of this world. I could not believe myself. But how does it all work? What? Excuse me? How does this all work? As you can see right here, and I think Amber and my commentator Nat, wonderful Nat, can see that this is a completely normal musical instrument. Do you all see anything strange about this?
No, I thought for a second the blue cable was actually a wire. I was like, is this an electronic ocarina? It is most certainly not.
No. So this is a completely real musical instrument. There's nothing extra going on here. There's no extra buttons. There's no wires. There's nothing extra about this. It's connected to my computer, to my game, to my consoles, to in no way except for one single way, through sound. That is the only way that is connected to my whole setup here. And so here's how it all works. So, well, I ended up finding a very nifty program. Thank you so much. AI Abject Audio Inputs, made by the creator Abject_Sama on Twitter and also on itch.io. Completely free program, by the way, so that everybody knows that. There is a link, I think, with a command going around, so you all can check that out. But I digress here. I used this program to be able to map all of the gaming inputs in my game, in Breath of the Wild, to different musical notes / frequencies on my ocarina. I'll go over why I make sure to say frequencies very soon here. It's very important. But yes, I map different inputs going forwards, going backwards, jumping, attacking, using the Sheikah slate, going through the menu, running, how many other things? Oh,
Apparently quitting the game.
Quitting the game. That was an accident. Okay, we will forgive Link for that one.
And we will believe me this time.
Exactly. But yeah, so all of the inputs I was able to get down to some note. I think if I remember correctly, as I was going through the run throughout the whole 2 months, I actually had to change some notes as I was going because I was realizing that some things just didn't work. And I'll explain very soon here. So in the world of music, if you're a musician or you've ever taken some music class, you might recognize what this is. Any guesses from anybody in chat of what this picture is? What are these?
That's a C major
interesting
scale, right?
Little picture. Yes, this is a C major scale.
I never really learned how to read music when I played bass. I learned how to play bass via tabs, but because that numbers just made more sense to me. But
that's
my
completely
teacher,
fair. Yes,
my
yes.
teacher was like, "You got to learn how to read sheet music," and I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to read this. No, but I can recognize a C major scale when I see it.
Yes. So this is the musical staff. There's a bunch of notes here. There's a treble clef, 4/4 time right there. The reason I have this up here is to explain the difficulties of this run. Oh my God. Okay, so in the world of music, I am a musician. I am classically trained. I've been playing music in musical instruments for 15 plus years now.
Wow.
I've lost count. I'm getting old. The difficulties of this run was that since every note was mapped to a different gaming input, the program was extremely picky. So if you guys could see, I have the program right above me, right at the very top of stream right there. And you can see it reacting to my voice. So the program is extremely picky to all forms of sound coming through my mic here. And so every gaming input, even though it was mapped to a different note, so like F or C or whatever it might be, the frequency had to be right on the dot. So if the number said 140, there was some kind of margin of error of like being around that frequency. But if I was too sharp or too high, for anybody who might not know music back home, or if the note was too flat or too low, then the input would not be registered, or a different one would be registered. So there would be times where I was frustrated with Link, wondering, Link, why are you climbing that tree? I didn't have you climb that tree. I didn't need to do that. I told you to run instead. So the program is extremely finicky. And so some frequencies have to be really close to the frequency that I've set it. So if it's 140, 150, 60, whatever, I'm just throwing out numbers here. It's got to be precise. If not, it's not going to work. So you can imagine the frustrations I went through with this 2-month ordeal for this challenge run. But that should not like deter anybody from trying to attempt something like this, because this is completely possible. I'm a music educator. I do have a music education degree, and I completely believe that every single person out there in the world has the potential to learn how to play a musical instrument in whatever form or way that might be for you. And so that's why I believe that everybody has a chance to do something like this, even if it's in a small way. No worries.
I
no
love
worries
that so
whatsoever.
much. And that is absolutely the right
Yes.
mindset to have. 100%.
Exactly. I will be showing some inputs with the Ocarina after I'm done with the slides here, but I just want to make sure to not break immersion right here. But I have done some musical instrument runs over the years. I did beat Tears of the Kingdom at some point later after Tears of the Kingdom came out, and that one was equally very difficult too. And I also have beaten Only Up with a recorder, and I've beaten Ultros with a piano. Yes, I love this PowerPoint. I have not done a PowerPoint in years, so I was so excited to do this for this.
Right?
Yes, I haven't done one since college, so I was so excited to showcase this like this. Oh my God. Anyways, have done a lot of like other instrument runs. Only Up took me about 9 days.
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom took me probably 2 to 3 months as well. And then Ultros was actually a 3-day endeavor of 8-hour streams each, which wasn't as bad, but it was still kind of difficult at certain points. But let me click on this next slide. As I said so before, I do have a music education degree. I have been playing musical instruments for about 15 plus years. It's a good amount. I've learned all instruments because of my degree. I know how to play all strings, all woodwinds, all brass, high brass, low brass, percussion. I actually know how to play tuba pretty well, which I think I'm very proud to tell that to people because I think it's something that people don't expect from me. But does anyone want to guess what my main instruments actually are? Which, by the way, it's actually not the ocarina.
Yeah, I would be shocked if it was the ocarina, but I would be like delighted. But oh god, if I were to place a guess, it's not piano, is it? Like that's where a lot of people like get their foundation is in piano.
It is not piano. It is actually clarinet, violin, and piano.
Okay, 1 out of 3.
Yes, so I started off my musical career on clarinet and quickly learned violin after that. And then also started learning piano in college because it was required of my degree. So I did need to learn piano then. So I always say that, but I think it's always really funny to think about the fact that all of these years of musical playing, and I've got a Breath of the Wild run with an ocarina, but my main instrument is not ocarina. But yes, I've worked as an elementary music teacher before, as well as a band director. That's why I like PowerPoints. I'm a teacher at heart. I really am. I like educating. I like giving potential to everybody because I do truly believe everybody has the potential to do anything that they set their mind to. And that's how these runs came to be. But inspiration, why did I even do this? Like, why did I do this to myself? Why did I subject myself to 2 months of all of this? Honestly, the first thing that came to mind really was for the challenge. I wanted to see if this was something that could be done because I had never heard of anybody playing Breath of the Wild or a Zelda game with an ocarina as a controller. And so that was one of my main reasons. And then after that, one of my other inspirations was I wanted to find a way to combine my gaming and my musical worlds. I'm a musician at heart. I love music. And one of the things that I've always loved about music was that I have always fallen in love with video game music. And so when I found Abject Audio Inputs, the program that I use to make the whole setup work, I was overjoyed. I brought my partner in here, and I was just jumping up and down, telling her, I found it! It's happening, Anna! I was so excited because even if I didn't know at the moment that it was going to be a possibility, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to see if it could happen because, you never know. You never know. That's the point of creativity, right? To push the boundaries. Another inspiration behind this whole run and how it ended up going was that this takes me back to 2020. So I actually didn't know what Twitch was 5 or 6 years ago. I had no clue what it was. My friend started streaming and I ended up getting an account. But I decided that, okay, I'm going to click on this Twitch website and I'm going to see what's going on with this Twitch, whatever this Twitch is. Didn't know anything about it. And so on the front page, one of my inspirations for this whole run was this person that I was watching streaming on the very front page. Lo and behold, on the very front page was Breath of the Wild being speedran by Linkus7 doing an 100% run. Had no clue who this person was at the moment. Still watch him now. I'm a diehard fan. But I was so in shock because I had never seen anybody speedrun, and he was wind bombing, he was doing VTVs, and I just couldn't believe myself. But the thing that I was most in shock about was the fact that why are you doing 100% everything? That's a lot. But I really was inspired with the fact that, like, oh wow, this is like a real challenge here. This is really out of this world, honestly. Either than Link is 7, another inspiration behind this challenge series with these musical instruments as controller was also, I think most people know him, Eric Morito, Point Crow. We love Point Crow. He did a lot of Breath of the Wild challenge runs whenever I first started watching Twitch, and I was really inspired to try to like do something that was out of this world that would make history. A nice little tidbit about this whole musical instrument challenge run journey is that fortunately after I beat Breath of the Wild back in 2023 with an Ocarina C controller, I went viral. It was whoa. There was so many articles written about my run everywhere in so many different languages. I even told Nat right before this is like she had asked us like, oh, I should look up the articles, and I told her, don't. You're not gonna. There's too many. There's too many. There's over 30 plus articles out there already. There's in so many different languages: English, Italian, French. I think I saw one in Japanese. I think I saw one in like German. There's so many out there that I lost count, and it's just so many, which was very cool to have happened to me back in 2023. But before we toot away, I am going to do a small demonstration about all of the moves so you all could see that, hey, this actually works. I'm not just putting this PowerPoint for nothing, right? I'm not just here on this screen for all of chat to just see a PowerPoint, right?
Yeah, we're not blowing smoke. We're blowing air into an ocarina here.
Exactly. Okay, let me showcase this away. As you can see here, I've got Link already ready. He's been performance ready this whole time. But I'm going to showcase some moves. As I said before, every gaming input is mapped to a different note on my ocarina. And so you're going to see that there's going to be an on and off button happening with the Abject Audio Inputs program. You're going to see it go on and off here in between, and you're going to see some magic happen. But this is what happens whenever... Oh, let me make sure to mention this. But because this program is so picky, I am not going to be speaking because it picks up everything. So Link will literally move to my voice as well. I could literally do this run by singing as well. I don't know if I want to do that though. But let me showcase some movement right here. This is what happens when Link is moving forward. And let me make sure game audio is being set here.
Oh, there he goes.
That's forward. That's backwards. That's to the left. That's to the right. That's jumping. This is for taking out my axe. That's attacking. That's by camera. That's for canceling. And that's my Sheikah slate. So many inputs. Oh boy. I'm gonna give a little bit of a hint, but all these inputs and how Link is moving here, keep an eye on that of how Link moves, because you will see something later tonight in our quotations special concert that I don't think you're gonna want to miss. Link might show us a little dance later today, which is gonna be great. But as I mentioned, I'm going to try my very best to not talk too much in the middle of the run. Also, I'm not sure about time right now, but I'm going to make sure to not talk too much so that it will not interrupt with the program as we're doing things. But I will point out that at some points throughout the run, Link will be very picky. He's a stubborn Link. He's a stubborn Link, definitely. And so you will see him do some different inputs as I mentioned before, the difficulties about this run and this whole setup is that every gaming input is on a single note, single frequency. So if I am off by a tiny bit or the mic hears a different frequency, Link will not listen to me. So let's hope we have not too many mishaps today during this run today. But I think we're still in for a very good time.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything that anybody wants to add. I don't know what time it is right now.
Oh, you have nailed this presentation. We're at about
perfect.
27 or so minutes in. I actually have a question for you. What inspired you to get into music in the first place? Because I was going to ask questions of like, what's your musical experience? What inspired you to do this with an ocarina? How did that all translate over? You've answered all of that in all the slides, but how did you get into music in the first place?
So actually, back in my day, when I was younger, I did hear the stories of my two grandmothers actually at the time they were both musicians. I come from a family of musicians. So my grandmother actually played violin herself for a band back in Mexico. And then my other grandmother on my dad's side actually played, she also played violin, but she also played piano. So I had heard the stories about them playing music, so I kind of was interested. I decided to choose in middle school. It's like, oh, I guess I'm going to go into band. That sounds like be fun. Like, grandma played an instrument. That would be cool.
Ooh.
And I guess the rest of history, I have done a lot in my musical career, like learning how to play clarinet and violin throughout my middle school and high school career, and then ending up, pursuing a degree in it in college, and clarinet was my main instrument, and I don't know, I guess music was the thing that just clicked for me.
Yeah.
If you watch back any of my like middle school concerts or like high school concerts, you would see exactly who was me. Because my parents would tell me all the time that I was the only one that was moving along to the music. You're definitely going to see that in the special concert. I just can't help it. But you can tell from the crowd sea of other students that, oh, that's Lena right there. That's her. Exactly. I don't know if anybody has any other questions. I hope I answered that.
Yeah.
We're getting like you've played a lot of clarinet. Is that your favorite instrument, or did you have a different favorite instrument?
So I actually wanted to play flute, but then my band director ended up telling me that I had a different formation going on with my lips, so it was gonna be harder or more difficult for me to start off on that.
Oh.
That is a thing with music education. How your lips are formed will impact how difficult your journey will be when starting on it, depending. If you're a child or if you're in the adult education, because obviously adults can learn adults can learn to play a musical instrument too. But that's how it started. I actually wanted to play flute, but then I started on clarinet, and I just you know what? I guess this works. I like it. Yay!
That's awesome. It's like, you know what? I like this. And also, one last question for you. Favorite weapon in Breath of the Wild?
Favorite weapon? Oh boy. If I had to pick one.
It could be casual, or it could be your favorite weapon to use with the ocarina, whatever comes to mind.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. If it was with the ocarina, probably bow and arrow, just your normal bow and arrow. Honestly, it is so much easier to shoot targets from afar if you're able to lock on and just shoot an arrow at them. So I did a lot of that throughout the Ocarina playthrough for some of the enemies that I didn't want to have to deal with too much. So definitely. Oh.
And here's a good one. Do you know of a oh God, we're getting questions coming in now. Do you know of a good source? Like, where would you recommend finding or searching for sheet music for video game music, whether it's for piano or any instruments?
So I think the best website, I love this website. I refer to it. I'm actually going to use it today to look at my musical sheets for today's special concert. MuseScore. If you look up whatever name that you're looking for, so let's say Metroid,
Brinstar
what is
Depths.
that one? Brinstar Depths. Okay, you could do that.
Yeah.
Brinstar Depths, MuseScore, and then whatever instrument you want to learn it on, then you will usually find something like that when you Google.
Okay.
No AI overview. Oh God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And Nat put the name of the site in chat. And what kind of music? You mentioned you're classically trained, but what kind of music do you like to play casually?
Casually.
Like when you're not doing it as a professional musician or an educator, what's your favorite like types of music, or like what genre do you like to find yourself at home in?
Well, actually, to be honest, it's because I'm a gamer at heart. It's video game music. All throughout
Heck
my
yeah.
childhood, when I was learning all of my instruments, if I was playing a game or knew about a game that I wanted to learn a song for, like I would look it up and I would try to figure it out on the instrument that I was playing on.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I remember looking up stuff for Kingdom Hearts. I know how to play the Gion's theme from that game on the piano because I was obsessed with it. Touch of the tism kind of thing. And so I just, if I heard a video game song that I really liked, I just usually I would go find it and I would go play it. I would go figure it out. Which is actually how it started for my Ocarina playing, because like I think I was playing Link's Awakening for the first time.
Ooh, that's a good
couple
one.
Years ago. Yes, I was playing Link's Awakening and I fell in love with May Village, the song that plays in May Village. And we had just recently, me and my partner had bought a pair of ocarinas, not this one, the previous one, but I decided, oh my God, I'm hearing this music. I'm just gonna learn it. So I'm able to learn things by ear as well, just because of my training, but I was able to figure it out right on the spot by listening to the music in the game, and I started learning it, and it was great. And the rest is history, and here we are now.
I love that so much. I know that we will have time for more questions, either like during our break or after the run or anything, but do you want to go ahead and get ready to jump into the or actually hold on, I like this one. I think everyone might need to hear this one. If you could go back and give yourself advice, what would it be, either for games or music? We'll answer this and then we'll move into the run.
Yes.
If I could go back to a younger self of mine, I would tell myself, don't be so hard on yourself.
Yes. Oh God.
I am an extremely critical person, and I think now as an adult, I've been kinder to myself after learning so many experiences, stuff like that. And I do think that growing up, I was very much a perfectionist in the terms of musical playing. And so I spent who knows how many hours practicing every single day throughout my middle school time, throughout my high school time, throughout my college career time, throughout after when I got a job in music. I was definitely very critical back then as a younger child, thinking, why aren't you playing that C correctly?
Oh, no.
Professor, your teacher told you this, okay? You gotta do this like this and then like this. But I do think that I grew out of that and I learned to be kinder to myself, which actually ended up helping with my performance anxiety. Because I had pretty bad performance anxiety as a musician in middle school and high school. I used to get really, really bad shakes.
Oh no.
To the point that I couldn't even play my instrument for performances. And now that's obviously gone because I've gone through so many years.
Yeah, performances do get
Definitely.
easier. I will say, if you feel zero nerves, you never really stop feeling nerves, but there's a difference between good nervous energy and bad nervous energy. And I can really relate to these. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so difficult on yourself. My background is largely in theater and visual art, but also I've done a little bit of music, a little bit of live music and everything. But I had the same perfectionist streak. And it also translated into being a speedrunner. A lot of speedrunners fall into the spiral mindset of, I'm not doing this right, I need to do better, or if I shouldn't even start speedrunning because I can't get world record. And I need to tell you right now, I need to tell everyone in chat, whether you're a musician, a creative, or a theater person, or you are a speedrunner, or even just a gamer, or your day-to-day life, even if you're just like a parent and you're like criticizing yourself as a parent, it's like, I think the journey to self-improvement is important, and it is important to strive and have the drive to improve yourself, but you need to learn how to be kind and forgive yourself, especially like if you are dealing with any sort of like challenges like neurodivergence, which I only recently got diagnosed February last year.
Hey.
I am autistic beyond all reason, and when I look back on my life, it makes perfect sense. But no, seriously, I cannot stress enough to everyone in chat, everyone here listening, be kind to yourself. You deserve that, and like allow yourself the space to make mistakes and to grow as a person. Like, absolutely.
Definitely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yes. Definitely.
But thank you so much for sharing your story and for sharing those words, and like just honestly being an inspiration. I am so glad we got to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
You're so nice.
I'm so looking forward to like this run. I'm looking forward to the concert. If we have a little bit of time left over, we can also chat a little more if other questions have come through. So by all means, like, chat, like, y'all have. All right, everyone, welcome back to Passion Project. We're joined once again by Mimi, Lena, and Environat, and we are going to be jumping right into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Great Plateau percent, if you will, using only an ocarina. Go ahead and take it away, y'all.
Yeah, so excited here. I was maybe a little quiet in that first section, but I will be Mimi's voice, essentially, as Mimi will be focusing all her audio attention to her instrument. And so, yeah, Mimi, I'll give you a little countdown here if we're good to go. So, yeah, 3, 2, 1, go. And already we're using the ocarina just to get the game started. And so we'll have a little bit of an opening cutscene here. But yeah, so excited for y'all to see all of Mimi's glory via instrument here. And so, yeah, Mimi is going to be focusing on playing an instrument at this time. So, because the program in itself is very finicky when it comes to registering voices in the middle here. And so it's just easier if, like, say, not tempted to yap too much. So happy you do so. But yeah, this is going to be a nice little cutscene, like just starting off just like any sort of any percent speed run, whether it's any percent or Great Plateau, any percent. So, but this run might be more of a memory for those of us who have just done it casually. It's very hard to do some of these tricks with an ocarina, but knock yourself out. Maybe you can be the first to like try to implement some of these tricks here. And so yeah, we did have a very speedy, I guess the optimal way of exiting out of that cutscene here. And now just need to open this little shrine. And yeah, there is some cool glitches that could be done here. Again, if we're doing this normal, quote unquote, any percent speed run. But yeah, there's going to be... Mimi has also done some speed runs too. I don't think we mentioned that in our overview, but Mimi has done some great plateau speed runs, as well as dog percent, as well as some of the other fun little meme categories. And I have also done some of them as well. I will say Mimi was Mimi and I have been friends since early 2020, before either of us streamed, met in like a part of Linkus's community, and then both got interested in streaming around the same time. And so we've been kind of streamer buds for a long time here and love supporting each other as much as we can. I was featured on Flame Fatales a couple years ago with Dog Percent Run with Breath of the Wild, and Mimi was one of my commentators for that. And so, again, very honored that Mimi chose me to be like a full circle moment here and able to commentate this run. So yeah, At this moment, we're just going through.
It's the collective we. This is a Mimi is blowing
Yes.
into an ocarina doing all the work, and we are cheering her on.
Yes, exactly. We are the support system just verbalizing what exactly is happening here. The translating of the notes into action. So yeah, we are going through the shrine as if you are playing it casually here. And we're about to have the big epic cutscene. Yes, Mimi has lungs of steel. And this is only the beginning. We will be taking a break after, I believe, the second shrine.
Yeah, we're about halfway through, so I believe it's going to be the bomb shrine is what we'll be doing second.
Yeah.
And we'll be taking a break after that so that Mimi can actually relax for a moment.
At least catch breath, get some water. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the epic cutscene here. And in any percent, you have to. We actually skip this opening cutscene because you want to avoid the night and day cycles that happen. Because a lot of the tricks, it helps to have a consistent sort of like shadows as your visual cues and such. And the fact that like the changing of night and day, you're like the game is so good at like, where it actually changes the visual cues. And so if you can avoid, most of the categories will avoid unlocking that time cycle, if it can help it. With Dog Percent, you actually unlock it later on, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Mimi is now going to be collecting some mushrooms. One, for the whimsy. We love a whimsical moment, but more importantly, it's for the cold sections of the Great Plateau, where there's going to be one shrine that involves a nice trek out to the tundra portion of this plateau. And Mimi needs to survive that sort of trek over there. And so, collecting as many mushrooms as can in the route. And then we will also, again, we will also be collecting an axe at some point, just to have as a weapon. And we will see the stamina wheel quite often as well, just because that's how it is early game for Breath of the Wild. Amber, in playing this game, do you remember, or assuming you've played this?
Oh yeah, I've 100%ed it in master mode, which was one of the harder things I've ever done.
Wow, you got all the Koroks?
Except for the Koroks, because honestly,
that's okay.
like
We
I
can
don't.
still count it.
Yeah, I don't need the Korok reward.
No, that's okay. We don't need a golden nugget here.
Yeah, no, I did literally everything else in the game, but all the Koroks. I was just like, I will collect the Koroks I find. But
yes, totally. But yeah, did you tend to prioritize stamina or hearts whenever you were playing through?
So in my casual, my very first playthrough of not master mode, like pre-master mode DLC, I remember prioritizing stamina. Because I'm naturally drawn to better mobility in games. I do remember when I did master mode, what I ended up doing was I stayed on 3 hearts and I refused to get anything but a stamina wheel upgrade until I fully revealed the map by doing all the towers. I did all the towers on master mode on 3 hearts. I was not willing to go fight things like Thunder Blight or Water Blight on any less than or any more than or like I didn't want to not have more than 3 hearts for like bosses and stuff.
Such a good challenge.
Like I was like, okay, I'll compromise here and I will only invest in stamina and I'll go do all the towers before I do anything else.
Yeah, but you still prioritize stamina even in your casual.
Yeah, in my casual and in my master mode, I prioritized stamina 100%. Absolutely.
I'm not sure. Someone in chat asked what type of ocarina that she's using. I think she may have some links on her Twitch page, and we can obviously circle back to this.
Yeah,
whenever Mimi can talk again.
I'll take a look as well.
Yeah, and so Mimi right now is making her way to the tower, trying to avoid as many enemies as possible, aka these bokoblins that are being a little nosy. This will be ideally not fighting them, just trying to matrix your way through their swipes at you. There will be some enemies that Mimi will fight though, so which will be very entertaining to see. It's on her link and should be Songbird Ocarina. Great. Not whistle sprinting, although I think Mimi has it inputted to run. So it's like setting the one of those notes into being the combination of like the run function, which I believe is like shift and forward. You can see it there under the Abject Audio Inputs, which is the program that Mimi is using that maps the notes that she is playing on the ocarina as an.
Yeah, I found the Ocarina link from her Twitch page and posted it in chat.
Perfect.
If folks wanted to take a look at that.
So yeah, unlocking tower is very helpful for you're able to then interact with the shrines. In speedrunning for like any percent or Great Plateau any percent, there is you are able to skip the tower because some glitch hunters have found ways to be able to enter the shrine without having the need to unlock basically the door. So, which is a very cool thing to do. But for the sake of time and energy and also just having to map the outputs, it would be very difficult to do that. Because this is very difficult. What is Mimi doing in the first place? Like, it's hard to convey just how wild this is that she is able to be playing these notes and Link able to like move the way he's moving.
I am terrified watching like each of these drops.
Yeah.
I'm impressed and terrified because it's like, okay, you're lining them up. I know how you're lining them up, but also, oh God, please don't go too far.
Yeah. No, basically it's trying not like making sure you're hugging the wall close enough, like not going too far to the left because then you'll quickly just slide right through. Because at this point, Link it'll just be instant like death at this point. Even at that height. Okay, yeah, good. But yeah, easy. First try, no tower deaths here. We can have a fun little count to see how many deaths we have. For the ice portion, it's gonna be hard to avoid 1 to 2 deaths at least, just because it's such a long trek out there. Okay, maybe a little bit more, like 3 or 4. But yeah, because whenever you're in a cold region, and I'll emphasize it again, you lose half a heart every 10 seconds. And so even with like this way that your stamina is set and the lack of clothing that you have, it goes by so quickly. So, and also without losing as much time to like account for like food. So, yeah.
This is
another fun little cutscene.
Chat is saying this is a deathless run now, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Yes, Mimi, you now have that expectation. So good luck. And yeah, another little fun fact about this game is no matter what category game this is, no matter what category in Breath of the Wild, every single one, maybe if something doesn't work like before Great Plateau, like if something requires just something on the Great Plateau, regardless of that, every single run requires you doing Great Plateau. There has been no found means of escaping the Great Plateau via glitch hunters since 2017. So I try to drop them fun facts. I mean, we'll see. Feel free to let me know how fun it is. But yeah, so no matter what happens, or like, just you have to complete these 4 shrines, get the paraglider, and then you're able to leave the plateau.
Yeah, so we're going to make our way to Magnesis, right?
Yeah. So we're making our way to the 4 shrines now that we have the tower unlocked. So we're able to just go right on up and do a little nice knock, and they let us in. And so Mimi avoided the water there just because with the stamina wheel, if you run out, then it makes it not as fun. You'll insta drown there. But Mimi will swim a few times, so it'll be fun to do that. And we also will have our first enemy that we will fight, or Mimi will fight. And so that'll be a very fun thing to witness and hear.
So I don't remember all the names of all the shrines, but I just remember a meme image that I will forever remember where it's I can't remember the full name of the shrine, but it's just someone cropped a screenshot of the game where it's just like it's something ooh shrine, and I just literally just me playing Breath of the Wild for the first time, or even Tears of the Kingdom for the first time. Ooh, shrine. I just remember popping off when I found it in master mode.
I don't know the shrines either.
I don't know them either.
I
like
just
that.
know.
I've done all of them, but just like ooh shrine is my favorite one.
It's such a good one. Ooh, someone in chat is saying, do you know what Yahaha translates to in Korok?
I feel like this is a trap.
Maybe. I could have just been gullible there, so.
I feel like we're being set up for a punchline. It means we've been trying to reach you about your horse's extended warranty. There's the punchline.
Yes, classic. I am from Texas, so that would be something I would get a call about. Just kidding.
I mean, I still remember every time I've like, I'm originally from Boston, and there are several highways that have a no horse-drawn carriage sign, and I'm just like, who tried? Like, who tried? Who decided to try?
I do enjoy the questions if I grew up riding a horse to school, which cannot attest to that, but I did do horseback riding lessons for many years as a kid, and have a friend who's a professional barrel racer, so good times. I live up to the yeehaw sometimes.
Yeah, we're gonna bully these blocks.
These blocks, yeah. Which, because controlling the camera is a bit precarious, so easiest to just, to readjust those ways.
Magnesis is like my favorite of the basic runes, just because that's how I got through the Great Plateau on Master Mode with like no supplies. I was just like, I'm just gonna pick up the nearest heavy object and just fling it at things.
It's so good at
that. Just like start smacking things around.
Sneak attack there.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Ooh, a little dodge action here. Locked on. Maybe we can plop him into the water.
Ooh. Okay, that's only a quarter heart.
Quarter health is fine. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Woo! Easy. Yeah, Mimi knows, like, well, it's wild how Mimi can, like, remember all the inputs for, like, what note means what.
And excellent breath control as well. Like, someone had mentioned this when she was demonstrating how, like, what controls, like, what notes were what. But honestly, just incredible. Like, you can tell the years of experience as a musician playing, like, woodwinds and the ocarina as well. And she's only done 3 years of ocarina, right?
Yeah, but you can definitely tell that clarinet perhaps was, like, a main instrument in high school, perhaps. Because of, like, so I'm not a professional musician by any means in the same way as Mimi is, and nor a music educator, but I was a music minor in college, though I was on the string side of things, so I played viola, the little stepchild of of the string side of things, and the subject of many jokes, which any viola jokes are more than welcome. I have a use a thick skin about it. And I also play handbells, which I also was joking with Mimi how fun that would be to do a little handbell arrangement to, like, play something.
That would be really fun.
That would be very fun. But yeah, so it's very fun to see, or like to chat about this intersection of music and gaming here, in ways that, like, this is so beyond my skill level in so many ways. I do love a viola, yes. And so the first shrine is done. And so 1 out of 4 is done. And reminder, we will take a little break after bombs, the next shrine. But yeah, Mimi will have a fun little trek across the plateau. We're still in, like, the lower part, I guess. So we're going to be avoiding a lot of the Bokoblin camps, and then also avoiding some of the decaying guardians that hang out around the bombs. So as much as I'm sure Mimi's community would love a content moment of Mimi having to fight a guardian in this, we can also try to avoid that.
I still just remember the utter jump scare of like the first time you encounter a guardian, like the decayed ones. And then I remember the first time encountering one that wasn't decayed and was moving, and I was just like, what do you mean they move?
Yeah, or like, what do you mean they fly?
Yeah.
Or like, why are the static ones so like intense, like in the turret case? Yeah,
You'll never
those are
learn
so
shield bashing faster than having to like deal with guardians on the regular in master mode. Oh my god, I was so bad at shield bashing, and I had to get used to it.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember if I ever had to bother for like speedruns to actually get, or for any percent you do have to kind of get good at it.
Yeah.
But it was a struggle.
I wonder if I still remember the visual cue I would use, because like if I had to fight one close up, my visual cue wasn't very good, but I remember like, I think it was like, there's like a burst of light like when it's about to fire, and I think that's usually about when it's like when I see a certain ring around its eye or something like that. I haven't played Breath of the Wild in like a few years, but I just remember that being the visual cue. But if I had to fight up close, it was just like, the timing's changed. I'm screwed.
Yeah. Right, or you're not, excuse me, Guardian, I need to get into a proper distance here for me to, annihilate you. So, thank you for your cooperation at this time.
Like, hello, I would like not to speak about your Lord and Savior, Calamity Ganon. Please give me some distance.
Yeah. But speaking of Calamity Ganon and all the blights, Mimi talked about this in the earlier portion, but just to reiterate for anyone who's joined in, highly encourage you to check out Mimi's like TikTok and YouTube pages for checking out her beating these blights and Calamity, just like most of Breath of the Wild with via Ocarina. So like it goes beyond, us running across the plateau, opening shrines and stuff, but like actually engaging with these really intense enemies. I mean, talking about how intense Thunder Blight was just with a controller, that took us forever. That took me a long time to defeat on its own. But the fact that she was able to do it with an ocarina. So whatever form, if you like short form or longer form, I believe the TikToks is going to be pinned at the top of her page. So
Richard just gave her a shout out. So if you want to check out, it's also in the pinned message. So if you want to check out her Twitch, please go do that. That's where I found the Ocarina link. The like submission video that I got for this was just like here's how, like, just kind of the summary video of here's how I beat the Ocarina, and I was watching it with absolute delight because I was just like, the very first Bokoblin fight reminded me of like when I streamed the beginning of my Master Mode playthrough years ago, and I remember walking up to the first Bokoblin, seeing it was a blue Bokoblin, and I was like, that ain't normal, and he just like mollywopped me and in one shot me. I was like, what?
Yep. I don't think I've done Master Mode actually. I've done a casual playthrough that like took, I think maybe 300 hours just because I didn't want it to end.
I did the same thing.
And then I decided, as probably the first thing that I streamed actually was Breath of the Wild. I decided to do, did I call it a vegan challenge or something? I'm not vegan, but because of my username Environat, I did like an environmental run of Breath of the Wild where I would avoid eating meat or like say killing any animals out of like that wasn't required or something like that. I had a whole list of random things that I'm blanking on since that was 6 years ago, but like little things to implement there. But yeah. Oh, and not cutting down trees.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I think there's like a side quest that wants bundles of wood too.
Yeah, I think that was the only time I allowed myself. But even then, I went around trying to collect like wood from like trees that were already knocked down. So trying to find out where all those were, if I could like respawn them. Yeah. But yeah, for other games that Mimi has played with an instrument, so obviously Breath of the Wild with an ocarina. She has also done Tears of a Kingdom with an ocarina, and then non-ocarina related, she has done Only Up with a recorder, which I'm sure that was delightful to
anyone here.
ears.
Yeah, anyone here in the U.S. If I don't know about the U.S., but here or rather, I don't know about anyone else in the U.S., but like where I'm from in Massachusetts, I had to do recorder was mandatory for my music class in 3rd grade.
Yeah. No, I managed to skip it out on my end just because I wasn't at the public school, but all the public schools around my city did. And then I jumped into the public middle school and just joined in with the viola. But definitely heard about all the adventures of my friends of the recorder. And then, yes, the last game that Mimi has played via instrument has been Ultros, which is a Metroidvania with a piano.
Which is really cool and probably a little closer to what one person might be used to by, being able to do inputs with your hands instead of breathing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The breathing, Mimi is, again, lungs of steel, crazy breath control here.
Yeah, someone's like, I wouldn't last 3 minutes. It's like, probably same. I'd probably be lightheaded at about 3 minutes in.
Right, yeah. Also, Mimi's arm is like very sore too, I imagine. At least was the case during the practice runs. Okay, that worked good.
Nice. I have recently gotten hooked on Ocarina of Time randomizer, which I used to be a known.
Those are fun.
I used to be a known OOT hater, not in the sense that it's a bad game or anything, just more of a I think it's highly overrated. I stand by that. It's historically important, not a bad game, but I still think it's in modern day it's a little overrated when there are what I feel are better entries in the series. Breath of the Wild is
I actually kind of agree with that take.
I'm greatly biased to Breath of the Wild, but that's me. I also love Wind Waker.
Yeah, as someone where I guess one of my shticks too, besides with the Environet thing, I do love playing first playthroughs of very environmentally beautiful games and kind of thinking and commenting about those. I love Subnautica, for instance, or Outer Wilds. But I also have a very soft spot for the Zelda franchise. Breath of the Wild being up there. But beautiful execution there of clearing the bombs. Super smooth.
Yeah, I'm so not used to the fact that these are remote detonations, and I just kind of wish that the bombs in OT were remote detonated as well.
I know, yeah. I keep almost getting a little stressed out for a second, and then I'm like, oh wait, no. Yeah. As long as she doesn't do that input for the explosion or the detonation part, Wind Waker is actually the Zelda game that has my nostalgic heart, I will say.
Yeah.
That one and Breath of the Wild.
Also, I'm going to do a wellness check here on Mimi. You wanted to take a break after the Bomb Shrine. Bomb Shrine, is that still where you would like to take the break? We're about 25 minutes in. If you want to give me a thumbs up to say, I want to take a break, because I know you're also controlling with the voice. Okay, so I know we don't normally do a break this short in, but given the circumstances of the showcase, and we're halfway through the shrines, I want to have Mimi take a break for her wellness. If y'all have any questions that you want to ask them during the break. We'll relay them to Mimi, and we'll answer them. We're going real fast. We're going real fast through this. Yeah. I'm impressed.
We're speed running this.
You are locked in.
Whenever I did this in practice, my PB has been 55 minutes and 40 seconds, I think.
Wow.
So we got
that included a break too.
That included a break too. So yeah. No, but I do need the break. If you all have been noticing, I've been holding an F for who knows how long. And so my breath control is definitely there. My years of playing and my abs are still there. Still got it.
Also, better to play an F via Ocarina than on your keyboard. You know,
exactly. That's true. Exactly.
But we are going to do our self-care break here. So we've paused the timer. We're going to take a quick break. If you have any questions, because it looks like we're definitely going to have time to be able to do a little more Q&A. Feel free to ask questions in chat, folks. We'll answer them probably either at the end of the concert. All right, everyone, welcome back to episode 62 of Passion Project. I don't know about you all in chat or if you're just joining us, but I am rendered breathless by this Ocarina of Time Great Plateau % run using nothing but an Ocarina as a controller. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mimi, Lena, and Environat. Go ahead and take it away. And Nat, I believe you're going to count us back in.
I will be. Thank you so much, Amber. But yeah, Mimi, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so as a little reminder, Mimi is in focus mode, and not purely just because of brain focus with how difficult what she's doing here, but also because the program doesn't love having voice integrating with the musical notes here. And so right now we're seeing Mimi traverse this like lovely little bomb area and avoiding guardians that are ready to wake up if they see Link. And so we're going to be making our way over to the Stasis Shrine, which is the one on the cliff side. So we will have to climb some climb a nice big cliff here. We're also going to be collecting some mushrooms, avoiding the night spawn. That is also a very nice thing when it comes to speed running any percent. I guess the regular, like the normal speed runs that you see here that skip the day or the day-night cycles, where you get to avoid some of these random enemy spawns. So it leaves a little more predictability there. In addition to like whenever you're doing glitches, that you're able to have a consistent visual cue as well.
Bats in general are like the worst enemies in video games. Oh my god.
They're always a fun one. Yeah. I mean, as a gnat, though, I do have an affinity for any variant. So bats or cats, those sort of thing. I always get a little sad whenever they end up being my demise for any reason.
I am a big cat fan. If I have to see another fire or ice keys, I will scream.
That is so fair. The electric ones are the most scary for me in these sorts of in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah.
Oh goodness! I also love
making our way.
The field that we're running through right now. Actually, like just right where the old man's house is, in master mode, it has a Lionel just kind of chilling in the middle of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I was just like, I remember getting to it and being like, why is there a Lionel here? Why is this detection range so far? Oh, no. And I was just like, oh, my God. Yeah. I need to see Great Plateau in Master Mode with an Ocarina and just the utter chaos that would be.
Yeah, Mimi, there we go. Here's an idea.
New challenge. We'll make it viral again.
Yeah, during our practice run, we were brainstorming ideas of like different instruments and games to play. And so I would personally love, say, taking a bunch of rubber chickens and making them basically into a giant piano, like in a xylophone of the rubber chickens. I think that would be excellent. Also, I always forget the name of an instrument, but it's like a flute that meets like that kind of chicken, the homophone or something like that.
Oh, the automaton?
Yeah, that.
I love that thing.
Yeah. Again, good. Yeah, there's so many options here. But yeah, speaking of Mimi going viral, yes, whenever Mimi completed this challenge back in 2023, as she talked about in the presentation earlier, Mimi, like this challenge took off where she had 30 plus articles written about this challenge in many different languages, because Mimi is one of a kind in beating this game with an ocarina. And I don't know about any musical instrument, but definitely with an ocarina, which for me is the most authentic Zelda instrument you can imagine.
Oh yeah. Like there's the ocarina that is the first and foremost, but there's also you could justify the harp because there's the harp of ages.
Yeah.
True, and also I think the instrument you get in Skyward Sword is a harp as well, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, almost lyre-like, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know about don't know about too much of those differences there. With my own instrument bias, I am definitely not as talented as Mimi in terms of being able to play as many instruments. I'm okay at my viola. I'm good at my handbells, though I can play any types of handbells in between. this doesn't mean anything to anyone here related to Mimi, but yeah, handbells is basically you take all like the piano keys, but you turn it into a single bell for each note. And so, yeah, that is where, and the big one, like the lower you get, the bigger the bell gets. So there's some really big bells that you deal with, and then there's some really tiny bells the higher in the register you get. But
also, for the question in chat of what is happening here, I'll just go ahead and reiterate for anyone who might just be joining us. Mimi Lena here is actually known for beating Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom with an ocarina, and the program that you'll see running right above where her nameplate is on the screen, that is called Abject Audio Inputs, and it is reading specific audio frequencies played via notes on the ocarina, which are need to be very precise because there is not a lot of room for error here. If it'll register it as something else if it recognizes it as ever so slightly sharp or flat, or in other words, too high or too low. So like,
even if the note doesn't sound off to you, like if it doesn't sound sharp or flat to you, the program is like programmed to a specific frequency down to the 10th, I believe. And so even if it's, say, the microphone picking it up a different way, it will make it act very finicky here.
Yeah. And someone, no, Link. Oh,
so close to the top, but that's okay. That's okay. We accounted it. It's all accounted for in the time-wise.
Oh, so. Yeah. And someone in chat brings up like these alternate controllers, while, often silly, like do help bring up questions about accessibility in games. Like, how do you make games more accessible? Just
Amber, in your quest of silly controllers, what is aside from the ocarina, of course, what are some other fun controllers like that you have enjoyed working with, or like been like in awe of?
I will always point people to the Passion Project YouTube playlist, because our very first episode had Nico Hart running Alien Isolation with he's a professional DJ and has been for years, and he has a very big professional DJ deck, and he uses that as a controller for Alien Isolation. He's also used and he didn't do this on the show, but he has done things with his steering wheel. I think it started with him beating that game with a steering wheel and learning how to speedrun it with a steering wheel. But we also had him, I want to say almost a year later, running Undertale, where a bicycle would power his ability to move the character on the screen. So his face buttons would work, but his D-pad or his analog stick would not work without pedaling.
Wow.
So I will always...
It must have been so cool to program that.
Yeah. He actually, that one, he gave us a presentation similar to Mimi here about how he got that working, and the folks that helped him get that working and everything. We have some other really cool alternative controller showcases coming up. I have a showcase on March 3rd featuring Dr. Doot, who plays games controlled with a saxophone. We're going to have a Power Glove presentation with someone who actually developed a homebrew fitness game using the Power Glove, and that I'm actually pretty jazzed about. We have another...
Lots of cool things on deck.
Yeah, Nico will be making a return. We have some really cool stuff planned for the... If I said March 3rd, I meant April 3rd. I don't know what days are. The April 3rd show is going to be a banger.
It obviously didn't register my brain as being off, so...
Yeah, it took a while for me to be like, wait, I think I might have said March. Let me reemphasize April 3rd. I'm not time traveling backwards. Because if I time travel backwards, we don't get to go to PAX, which actually we don't get to open submissions for SGDQ, which, by the way, both of those things are happening. In fact, Summer Games, let me just go ahead and do this real quick while we are reaching the shrine. Summer Games Done Quick 2026 is going to be live in Minneapolis, Minnesota from July 5th to the 11th. Accepted volunteers and runners will receive an event badge. You need to apply by March 31st if you're interested in camera ops, tech, donations, activities, or one of our other volunteer positions, which include remote positions. Oh, no, Link. Oh.
I think we jinxed it a little bit where in break we were very happy about making through a tower without falling. But yeah, this is the fun cliffside, but Yeah.
climbing is so like hard when you're like, so like when I first played, like I definitely fell off of this cliff more than once because of the stamina wheel being so limited.
Yes, yeah. No, I mean, it's hard enough, yeah, again, with like a regular controller. So the fact that,
Yeah.
this is not a shocking or like, oh no, this has never happened thing for to happen here. Just because it is very hard to manage the stamina wheel, as well as whenever your movements are controlled by the tightness of your toots.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Oh my God. Just, I will never not be amused by watching Link take a tumble, though.
Yeah, his ragdoll state is so glorious.
Yeah. For the folks at home who probably already know this, I don't, like, if you watch this show, you know I'm a big Sonic person. You've probably like seen Sonic 06 on the channel. The Havoc engine that was used in Sonic 06, a version of that, a much later version of that, was used here in Breath of the Wild. So they have the same, kind of physics engine, like the same kind of ragdoll ability. And they did that deliberately for the character Silver, who uses telekinesis. But it very much applies here. Like magnesis is kind of like Silver's ability to pick up, boxes or like, projectiles from enemies and stuff like that and fling them back at enemies. But it's just like, I remember finding out that it was on the Havoc engine and they were the same engine, just obviously different iterations because very different years that these came out. And I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a really good fact.
Yeah. Like, it's so cool. Just what a game engine can do, or what a physics engine can do. And the physics in Breath of the Wild are absolutely hilarious in the best of times.
Yeah. Best of times. I mean, I love playing Peak in the last year.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is Breath of the Wild via, a fun party game, essentially.
Yeah.
So.
No, Peak was my obsession for a little while, I won't lie.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. Mimi and I have played together as well. I think we did a little race actually. Just as like a
Link!
Oh no!
This is the final boss here.
Yeah, final boss right here. This clip. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to use, we can't do the tree BTB here, where like in the speed run. Although Mimi's trying right now, getting on the tree. Just kidding. Where, for speed running any percent, you launch yourself via tree to the top of a cliff. Since, as Mimi is demonstrating, it takes a second to climb the mountain. So,
is that tree gonna cooperate? Nope. I am glad.
Not. At least you didn't get on it already.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I'm glad she didn't get on the tree, only for it to do that. This is the joy of challenge runs, just the things that go wrong. Also, if y'all are interested in trying using abstract audio inputs yourself, I'm gonna go ahead and once again type in the Passion command, and the second link there that ends in /links will give you the link to find the abstract audio program, or abstract audio inputs by Abstract. That's their HIO page. It's a pay, name your own price, so it can be free. If you need it to be free, consider, supporting small creators, small artists, small programmers, stuff like that. But if you want to try this yourself, whether it's with an ocarina, or you can use your voice, but you need to have a consistent tone across your notes. I would love to see someone who is able to sustain notes well without vibrato take this on, because I imagine vibrato will just flash between two inputs.
Yeah, and if it's finicky enough with like a sustained note like this, I can only imagine with that.
Yeah. But you can give this a shot with anything. It'll read frequencies coming through a mic, so if you wanted to do handbells, you could do handbells. If you wanted to do...
They don't tend to change too much in their tone.
If you have a game that requires a single button, you could try the triangle. But I would love to see other people. I didn't know about this project at all. I didn't know about like this program. So I found it through Mimi's submission video actually, and I was like, I've never heard of this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
No, Link, what have you done? Why did you run that way?
Oh, right on the rock too.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my god, playing Team Fortress 2 using a dictation program for writing emails. Yeah, nope, that sounds, Yeah, if your handbell has changed its pitch, something has gone very wrong.
I mean, you can tune them in a certain, but that is kind of, it's very rare that that's the case.
Yeah. Yeah, she did say Link likes to go rogue sometimes.
Yeah, he does. He has quit the game, like unintentional to Mimi's efforts.
Yeah, Link has just been like, nah,
do that.
I'm out of here. I'm done.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, having to traverse these terrains, like, fair enough sometimes.
yeah.
It's like, why are you making me do this?
Okay, we are gonna save so we don't have to do
Save right here. Good idea.
Yeah, so we don't have to do the tree anymore. Also, someone's saying we can still get sub 50 trust. I believe that we can still get sub hour. Like, I genuinely believe that. So Mimi was telling me during the break that her PB was about a high 55 in practice. This estimate is very, very generous for things like this to go wrong. This climb is arduous. This is so much more difficult than it's being made out to be. Like, you are watching someone who is trained classically in music, is a clarinet player, can play, you know, different brass, woodwind, strings, piano, etc. You're watching someone who knows what they're doing and has great breath control attempt this. And for the average player, this wouldn't necessarily be impossible. It would just be much more difficult, and it would be a lot longer of a process.
Most definitely. I mean, I can, with each time that she falls off the cliff, I'm sure she's just like, all right, taking a deep breath and then going right back at it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Link's like,
Not only her breath, but also her arm holding the instrument too in its position too is tiring in itself. So basically, Mimi, I know we're doing a concert portion at the end of this, but this is also a form of a concert. I think I read in chat too of like, oh, it'd be fun to like put this all on like a sheet music and see what would happen.
Yeah, this would be a really avant-garde kind of piece of music.
Exactly. Yeah, breath control in such a game. Yes, we can workshop this here.
Oh, I agree. Breath control of the wild.
Right, yeah.
Okay, this has been the platform.
Mimi's also collecting these rush rooms as well, intentionally. Does not input difference here, because once we do make it to this top of this cliff, we do the stasis shrine, and then we're going into the cold section. And so, as many mushrooms as possible is helpful for surviving, because you do lose half a heart for every 10 seconds. And Link is a little cold there. So, because it's not fast to get clothing, so it's just faster to grab mushrooms to like munch on. And so, that is why mushrooms are being collected.
Also Mimi lining up in a very specific spot to be able to make this traversal a little easier and preserve stamina as best as possible.
Looking good so far.
I think this might be the farthest we've gone.
And also, the amount of control too, because it's not the duration of these notes too is super important, especially in traversing something like this. And so, just that sort of control too.
Oh, baby. Don't hit B. Thank you. Yeah!
We did it!
I like the name of this shrine. Oh, a dame. It just sounds like a dame. That was cool.
So funny. honestly don't remember because like whenever you speedrun, French is typically the fastest language for having the text in. I don't know how many frames it saves, but it saves a few, so makes it faster. But I can't remember if the name of a shrine changes or not. It probably doesn't, and I just zone out with that component. But yeah.
Oh god, music pun train. Oh no. The last time pun train started on a Hotfix show I hosted, it lasted like an hour.
Whoa.
All because I mistook Kraid in Metroid, like fake Kraid, for something, and people did not let it go.
Oh no.
But I am very glad we made it into the Stasis Shrine. Besides that and the cold, like battling the cold, I think like getting to the shrines are the hard. Yeah, I was like, it's got to be the hardest parts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and thankfully there are some autosaves that happen in the cold region. Slash maybe could also always do a manual save as well to traverse that. And so it will be semi-arduous, but not as much concerns about the stamina wheel and, falling having an instant death. Though we did, she did fall into the water yesterday, so that, of course, will, if you fall into the cold water there, that will be an instant death component. But otherwise, yes. Because, once we do the shrine, or once we do that cryo shrine, Cryonis for the ice one, then Mimi will warp back to the Shrine of Resurrection, where we started all this out, and then do a nice little jog over to the Temple of Time, to the roof to collect the paraglider from King Rhombus.
I thought that ball was just about to sit just in the middle of the staircase, just to spite everybody.
Become another. Yeah. This is a portion where in the speed run where you can do an extended jump to the
God. Okay.
Whoop, 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 and then, but that's always scared me for whatever reason. Out of all the tricks, that one I'm like, I don't want to practice that. Like, if I need to save a second or two in the future, I will get around to learning that. But yeah.
Oh, the puns are beginning.
Yep, they are starting.
Gee, can't wait to see some sharp skills being shown. You're already seeing it. And I feel like
there's a concerted effort going into this.
Oh my god. I didn't even realize that was what was being said. I just thought it was like someone accidentally hitting caps lock or shift.
Yeah. Super fair, yeah.
Oh.
It was a great time for everyone. I don't know that composer, but I believe it's a composer. The mountain was just an A minor roadblock. Yes. I mean, it could also be a major roadblock, one could say. And that would still be fitting for the pun.
It was starting to prove to be a major roadblock, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, this is a breath of fresh air. Certainly while the content is. I'm sure Mimi is looking forward to a breath of fresh air as well.
Oh, yeah. No, Link. Okay, we're just gonna lazily slide down.
Thankfully, this one is not as much of a problem. He can slide a little more easily.
My feet would be on fire.
Although we're too much to the left, and we would slide all the way down.
Yeah.
But I don't think that should be an issue for us.
He has got to have the toughest skin on his feet.
Right, yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Imagine trying to implement whistle sprinting.
I was just thinking, whistle sprinting. Also, the sliding reminds me of Bliss, which is, I forget what it stands for, but it's where you're able to hold an item, usually a bomb in these early parts, and get into a state where if you step up, it floats, and that's like a very quick way to traverse a good portion of the map that you wiggle back and forth on a controller, which would be, I think it would be very entertaining to see on an instrument how that would work. But but yeah. That is like this. It looks like a sliding motion.
Come on, Link. No.
So close. Again.
Okay, back to about where we started.
Yeah, the stacking of inputs, exactly. And there are some stacked inputs here, like with the run that we're seeing here. But
Yeah, so
yeah, it's a little hard to combine some of those notes, especially for a wind instrument like this.
yeah, you can ask the program to do more than one like input with one frequency. But I don't know if you could combine like 3, for example, because
Yeah, that seems like it would get way too confusing.
yeah, and specifically with like whistle sprinting, you do need to mash.
Yes.
So that's an entirely different story. Would it be feasible on Ocarina? I don't imagine it would be very feasible.
Yeah.
But like you could probably get away with it with something that you could play with your hands and like
yeah, string
instrument or piano. Piano is like, I feel like piano is probably one of the like easier to map sort of instruments.
Yeah.
Because
there's just also so many options too, where you can maybe do a combination of those buttons.
Yeah.
In some sort of way, but also you would have to account for which ones you're holding on longer than say other ones, and like which ones you're trying to just tap at a specific point.
Yeah.
While holding the others, things like that.
Also, now that we're here in the snow area, or here in the cold, we're actually going to be losing half a heart every 10 seconds. So we actually need to make our way into the menu here and just munch some mushrooms.
Yeah, any mushrooms do. They'll give you half a heart back. We will likely have a cold death or two, but there will be auto saves throughout this. And thankfully, no more mountain climbing. Fortunately or unfortunately. So if this made you want to go play Peak, that might be a fun thing. Or, bust out your Breath of the Wild or Tears of a Kingdom to enjoy the climbing, especially with just a singular stamina wheel. We're going to be avoiding this river right here because, yeah, if Mimi falls in, it'll be an instant death just because it's way too cold for poor Link.
There we go. I like when he does a little jump.
I know, it's so cute. And yeah, you may notice that Mimi accidentally, especially with, she's, musically speaking, like the note that you're probably hearing the most is the F. There may be some accidental like inputs being done where you're seeing maybe a menu being popped up, or like say, with the runes on your Sheikah slate popping up. That's because it is mapped to be on the E. So for anyone who knows music, with the E and the F, they're half steps from one another. And so their frequencies are very close to one another. And so it's very easy for the program, again, if Mimi is ever so slightly sharp or flat, even if we can't really hear it or discern that difference, like the program might, even if it is, say, user person or user difference, or say microphone sort of receiving it, it may cause that sort of finickiness.
Oh, I can see the shrine in the distance.
It's coming.
We also have a singular mushroom to our name.
And we're doing a little manual save here.
So if we had to load the save, would we I imagine we'd reload with half a heart, right?
I was just thinking that too, but we will see. Oh, 3 hearts. You do get the 3 hearts.
Okay.
According to Mimi. I think, yeah, we'll have a confirmation, obviously, in just 2 seconds, but also very much trust Mimi's
Yeah, there we go.
experience with the cold there. Yeah, perfect. Win-win.
Yeah, I could not remember exactly how Breath of the Wild treated health with deaths, because I know, like, excuse me, I know that, like, Zelda 1, for example, when you respawn, no matter how many hearts you had, you respawned with 3.
Yep.
And many Zeldas have done that. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, Zelda 1. Shout out Zelda 2. The stepchild, or the black sheep of the family.
the one I want to see get a remake the most, because I feel like it deserves it.
Like, yeah. So something also similar about Mimi and I's sort of, I guess, streaming backgrounds. Oh, that was so rude.
That was incredibly
That's very unexpected.
It's just like, bloop.
Never happened before, I think is what she just mouthed.
Oh my god. Everyone gets
did it.
one
We
on
got
the
our
stage.
never happened before.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh, no.
Okay, we can actually see it coming this time.
Yeah, at least thank you for the camera angle, because again, it's very hard for her to maneuver the camera angle via instrument here. So
I cannot believe we just got into a fight with a snowball and lost, though.
yeah, I mean, listen, it had an opal in that, you know, it's like those, not to be like get too dark, but yeah, like the candies that like that can be bad.
Oh god.
Like distributed at Halloween or something. Yeah, but yeah, that snowball did definitely win for a second there, but thankfully the respawn was right there, and thankfully we can just run on in, and yeah, we will have one more enemy to fight inside here, as we did in Magnesis. This one could be ignored, but definitely easier just to take it out if possible.
The snowball squared up and we were flat.
Yeah, we came up flat.
Oh goodness, as we're collecting this rune, I just want to remind everyone, by the way, that we will be taking, if you have a question for Mimi or even Nat here in the chat, like feel free to type it in chat. For Mimi in particular, when we are done with this run, before we move into the concert, so she can like catch her breath a bit, we'll catch up on those questions there, because we will have a bit of time, assuming nothing goes catastrophically wrong for the next 30 minutes.
Can't imagine at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cliff gave it was a little bit of a sore point, but that's okay.
Yeah, I am copying down any questions folks have for Mimi so that we don't lose them. So feel free. You can also save them for when we take questions, but I like having a couple of questions pre-written.
Yeah, that's a good call. Oh yeah, I don't think I finished telling, but yeah, Mimi and I, like a similarity between us, our streams and like what we've done too. Besides her doing these really cool projects when it comes to playing games via instrument, which of course takes so much time and energy just to figure out as well as execute. We both do first playthroughs largely, and have done a lot of first playthroughs of the Zelda franchise in particular. And so, yeah. I'm not sure how much of the earlier games she'll have to test, like how deep cut, but definitely have played a lot of the 3D ones.
Ooh, good cancel.
And the more recent ones that came out.
Camera being a little uncooperative.
Yeah, he keeps zooming back, which is very rude of him.
Oh, we're at 3/4 of heart. It's fine.
Thankfully, he only takes a quarter heart damage. So,
Yeah.
example of the misinput there, but yeah, good.
Someone was asking if Mimi has attempted Ocarina of Time. No, I believe the musical instrument runs that she's done, or challenge runs that she's done, are Breath of the Wild with an ocarina, Tears of the Kingdom with an ocarina, Only Up with a recorder, and Ultros, which is a Metroidvania, with a piano.
Yeah. But it is open for future projects, so if y'all have any ideas,
Oh yeah.
feel free to suggest things. In which then can be decided. Mimi can determine how feasible or not that would be.
There we go.
But yeah, as someone who does music as well as games, yeah, again, just always in awe of this type of project, because yeah, it'd be so difficult and also just so creative of a way to figure out to intersect these interests in these sorts of ways.
Yeah, and for anyone who may be the creatively inclined, she is playing using an actual ocarina. She's utilizing abject audio inputs. So that's a normal ocarina. You can find it at stlocarina.com. It's the double-barreled one. double chamber one, sorry, double barreled one. Oh my god, it's like a shotgun.
Basically, shotgun of the ocarinas, basically.
Yes. And using abject audio inputs, which you can find if you take a look at the command that Moobot just posted in chat. Go to the link, the second link there that ends in /links. It'll link you to the itch.io page for abject audio inputs by Abject if you ever want to take this on yourself with an instrument or noise-making device of your own choice, of your own choosing. Because what it does is it maps frequencies to inputs. Which is why this is so finicky, so difficult, because you have to match the frequency as close as possible, lest you end up sharp or flat or high or low, which could either not register at all or register as a completely different input.
Yeah. May even exit the entire game sometimes, you know?
But now we are back at the Shrine of Resurrection because it's going to be a lot easier to get to the Temple of Time from here.
Yeah. And if you enjoyed watching Mimi traverse the Great Plateau, you're in luck because Mimi also has videos, in case you missed us, of both short form and long form on TikTok and YouTube of her defeating different blights, including Thunder Blight, which is everyone's favorite or least favorite blight, at least casually or speedrun wise. And also Calamity Ganon. So beating, doing actual combat via Ocarina, which we've only gotten a little bit of a taste with, the little baby guardians here. But, yeah.
Oh yeah, the input sensor for the goldfish to play and beat Pokemon, yeah. Like, that is also, that was certainly an experience that happened. Yeah, no, this is genuinely this is genuinely so incredible and just everyone's first Thunder Blight is never a good Thunder Blight.
A trauma bond for us all.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, making our way, avoiding getting the goblins to run over and say hello. We're not here to chit chat too much, at least with the bokoblins today. But yeah, going to make our way over to, there's a ladder on the other side of the building.
Or taking the really stupid way of just climbing from the inside, up the side of the building or something. I was not a very smart person when I played this in 2017. I was always I'm the person who will I'll be just stubborn and be I'm gonna do this in the,
I gotta do it this way.
Yeah, I'll see a path forward, and is it the easiest path? Absolutely not. Is it the first path I saw? Yes.
Yeah, with Echoes of Wisdom, I still have yet to watch too many other playthroughs aside from whenever I did it, because I just wanted to go wherever my brain wanted to how it wanted to tackle which objects would make the most sense for moving forward. But I do know that it was not the most efficient path forward. But I did love a good bed as a tool in that game. But that's what that reminded me of a little bit there.
Oh yeah.
But
I don't know about efficiency when I'm doing a first playthrough. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Especially with something like this where it's just so overwhelming initially, or just glorious. But yes, we're in the final cutscene here, but basically done. So maybe just has a few more toots to go.
Yeah, what is time is coming up on what should be showing up on screen? Is it receiving the paraglider?
Paraglider,
okay.
Yeah. And there it is.
Time. Oh my god.
I can speak!
You can speak!
Oh, I can speak! Hallelujah.
This is Little Mermaid a la Mimi.
Ooh, okay, we did it. I'm gonna be honest, I got very annoyed at that cliff for
oh my god.
so many times.
Yeah, no, I was watching your reactions, and I have both the real-time feed and the playback from the stream being delayed, and I would just look and be just kind of look at your reaction and be yep, nope, this is exactly how I'd feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. As you all have seen, you and chat, this program is pretty finicky, and so Link will have a mind of its own. I mean, he is the main character of this game, I guess, as he should, right?
Anytime he would just like, when you would get onto a platform and just like accidentally play a frequency that would result in a backwards input, basically to just walk off, I was just like, oh no.
Yes, and also on top of that, it's just also holding my note just a little bit too long, so he ends up running off the cliff.
Yeah.
That's what was going on right there. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
GG on the Ocarina. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was a 104.36, by the way.
Not bad. Okay. Oh, good enough time to take a breath.
Yes.
Oh my god. That does tire me out. And imagine doing that for 2 months straight.
Yeah.
With like 6 to 8 hour streams.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I cannot begin to imagine it.
Lungs of Steel is the nickname I got throughout that time.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
god.
nonstop concert, nonstop practice,
Yeah.
essentially.
And
Oh yeah.
chat, I want y'all to stick around because I do have a couple of questions that y'all asked like during the last break we took. And we're happy to take questions now. We have a little bit of extra time. But after we do some questions, we're going to go ahead and hop into a concert, a little mini concert of some Ocarina covers performed by Mimi of pieces from The Legend of Zelda, but we're gonna leave the abject audio inputs working just to have Link move around and react and basically do interpretive dance.
Yeah, he's gonna do a little dance for us.
Oh yeah.
Dancey dance.
But I did have one question earlier in chat was, what do you consider to be the most silly technique in the run? And I don't know if they meant when you're speedrunning this with a controller or speedrunning it with an ocarina or like trying to complete it with an ocarina. Because obviously you've tried to optimize at least the Great Plateau a little bit with the ocarina. Like you've come up with like strategies for alignments. But what do you think is the most silly technique?
If anything, I would probably so Link can, I mean, obviously I can hold notes, and so you will see it in the special concert, but he will do spins with the axe. So you know the move you do with like Link in most of these Zelda games where if you hold a certain button, he'll do like the hi-ya kind of thing, and it's the circle kind of attack.
Yeah, the spin attack.
That's what he does. And if anything, I think I like that one the most on Ocarina because it's he just starts doing a turn and he's pirouetting and stuff. It's really funny and it's really cute actually.
Multiple art forms being displayed here. Ballet.
Yes, exactly.
We're
Thank
not
you,
Timothy
Link.
Chalamet's over here. We respect all art forms.
Here's a good question. Will Mimi take the ocarina full circle and try Ocarina of Time?
That is in the works. I've been figuring out some stuff with the setup to see if that can happen. I think it will. I mean, the model for myself is that I make the impossible possible and continue to make history in everything I do. So that is one on my mind. Chat has suggested so many things from my community, at least.
Oh, I believe it.
They've suggested Wind Waker with a trombone, Skyward Sword with a harp. I do actually own a harp. It's a mini lyre over here. So the ideas are out there, and Ocarina of Time was one of the first ones that they asked me. Is like, oh, are you gonna do this on? Yeah, you're gonna do it, right? Okay. Let me figure it out first. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, using the automaton for OT. Oh my god. Actually,
oh no, they're referring to. I have some plans to get Silk Song and Elden Ring on an automaton. I have it over here. Since I am a violin player, so I know my stuff around strings a lot. So like that's like literally a violin, just in a different kind of form.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is another one down the line that I'm thinking of. But Elden Ring's gonna be scary, and Silk Song too.
with regards to Wind Waker, apparently in development, they instead of the like the wand, the actual Wind Waker that you get that is basically a conductor's wand, they wanted Link to play the theremin.
That works.
Yeah.
That makes sense for like the baton.
Yeah.
The theremin is an amazing instrument. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like they had originally planned in development. I forget what performance they had seen that, or like what documentary they had seen like about the theremin that had inspired them. It's on a Did You Know Gaming episode. I've been like watching, like just binge watching Did You Know Gaming recently. But no, like the theremin, like I could totally see it, and I can only imagine trying to use a theremin with object audio inputs. Oh my god.
Oh, yes. Oh my god.
Someone saying a
It would be something
stylophone-based speedrun would be funny. See, the stylophone at least has like consistent tones, I believe. So like it would be funny.
Yes. It would be just a different version of a piano, basically.
Yeah.
If we're thinking simple terms, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, and there's different sounds of stylophones too. Like I think like a vintage stylophone sounds differently from like a modern stylophone, and the size of the stylophone also changes the tones, if I recall. But that would be pretty funny. It'd be basically turning it into like you had said, like a piano run almost, but kind of it's stylus controlled, and it would be more like making it into a DS game almost, where all they wanted to do back in the day was touch controls. Would you like to do Phantom Hourglass on a stylophone?
That would be something.
Yeah.
I do like Phantom Hourglass. That's a fun game.
There is a mod out for it that
definitely.
actually gives it button inputs proper, so you don't have to rely solely on touch controls.
Yeah.
A Lego xylophone. But actually, I wanted to ask the two of you, like, I wanted to cover, like, because we've covered your musical history, and the two of you are both speedrunners in your own rights. Like Nat, you've you've run in Fatales a couple of years back, and Mimi, you've done like some speedruns and meme categories of this. And you told me during the break that for both of you, actually, your first exposure to speedrunning was through Linkus, and that's how y'all met as well, was through Linkus's community.
Exactly.
This is not this is kind of a breather for the person who just joined in chat. We just wrapped our main portion of Playing Great Plateau with an Ocarina and completing that. We are going to be doing a Ocarina Zelda concert shortly. We just had a little bit of extra time, and people were having a good time asking questions of Mimi because she's got a really great history in music education and is an educator, and has a really interesting history with like just doing this as just kind of merging her love of music and gaming together, and also letting her have a moment to breathe after an hour straight of playing the ocarina and just playing the F note over and over and over again. But
I promise the rest of the run is more interesting. It's just Great Plateau is a lot of running.
But if you have any questions about anything, if you've just joined, feel free to ask questions, because we did do a whole 30-minute presentation, a little bit of Q&A there as well. If you want to ask a little bit more about object audio inputs, feel free. If you want to hang out, that's cool too. But I wanted to ask the two of you, your history with speedrunning. Listed, you found speedrunning through Linkus, doing I think Breath of the Wild Hundo, or was it Wind Waker Hundo?
It was Breath of the Wild Hundo, actually.
Okay.
At least for me. But I do know that he's known for Wind Waker.
My introduction was with Wind Waker, actually.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah, I first stumbled just on YouTube, was just kind of wanting to rewatch some Zelda videos, and then started slowly getting introduced or getting recommended any percent or 100%. I'm I have no idea what these percentages mean, and watched ever so slightly, or watched one of his PBs when it came to Hundo, and I was just mind blown seeing my childhood game, the slidings or the slides that happen in there with the movements and of course the water movements as well.
Definitely.
And I just happened to click on the link that was below for Twitch. I hadn't heard of Twitch before, and he just happened to be live at that time doing more Wind Waker any percent runs. And this was towards the end of 2016, or I guess second half of 2016.
Okay.
And so Paza, the super swims, exactly. And then within 6 months, I'd say that's whenever I met Mimi and say offshoot community streams as well.
Yeah.
And that's before we took off on our own sort of starting to stream ourselves.
Yeah. So what's your
we started streaming around the same time.
Yeah, what's your speedrun journey look like up to this point? What things have you run? What did you run at Fatales, Nat?
Yeah, so I also ran Breath of the Wild. I ran a category called All Dog Treasures. There are 16 dogs that you are able to feed in the game that will lead you to treasure chests. And it, as much as it is a meme category, it actually is a quite good showcase of a lot of the tricks that are done for, like, I guess, some more quote unquote serious or standard categories. And so there's some really cool things there. It's like an hour and a half run. And also you get to feed dogs. So it's a very lovely, lighthearted sort of category, on top of being able to do a lot of cool tricks and stuff. And yeah, Mimi was actually one of my commentators for that run. So it was a fun full circle. And Mimi did the category, has done that category as well.
I love
Yes.
that.
At least my at least beginnings for getting into speedrunning, I guess, or challenge running in general. I'll repeat it again, but like about 5 or 6 years ago, I did not know what Twitch was. Had never heard of GDQ speedrunning at all. I had no clue what it was. And I clicked on Twitch for the first time after being prompted by a friend. And on the front page, Link is 7 was speedrunning Breath of the Wild 100%. And I was mind blown, equally like Nat. And I was just wondering, why are you doing this? Excuse me? That's literally everything in the game.
I probably was watching that same stream, actually. I remember putting those on in the background.
Yes, but I just thought it was such a coincidence because, like, he just happened to be on the front page on the day that I decided to click on it for the very first time. And the rest is history. I did start learning how to speedrun after I watched his speedruns because I started watching his Twitch streams at that point. And I learned how to do Great Plateau Percent. And I also learned how to do the All Dog Treasures. I did learn how to do that. And also, what's it called? Butter Dog. Butter Dog is a fun one. And I didn't... I did learn most of the any percent route for Breath of the Wild, which is very difficult, but I was never able to fully get a run going. I always died at Dune Spider. That damn Dune Spider. But I remember I've done several runs up to that point, trying my very best and my darndest to try to get past that. Maybe it's time to go back. Maybe
I know,
I need to
this
do it
is
on
making me
Ocarina
want to...
instead.
This is making me want to revisit it. Oh my gosh, do it with the Ocarina, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm really... All right, everyone, welcome back to Passion Project. This is the best place on Twitch to showcase what you love the most in speedrunning and gaming, and apparently music too, because I've got Mimi Lena, who just finished up the Great Plateau with only an Ocarina as the controller. Now, what do we have next for you? We're actually going to put on a little concert for you, and Link is going to do some interpretive dancing, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Mimi Lena to take it away with this wonderful Zelda concert. Take it away.
Well, okay, chat. You guys ready to see this? So, as you can see, I'm going to be playing several Zelda tunes from just the Zelda series in general. You're going to hear stuff from Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Phantom Hourglass, Link's Awakening, perhaps even Skyward Sword in there. You will keep a watchful eye on Link and everything that he does. The program will be running while I'm playing all of these pieces, and he will grace us with a little dance every time. And I'm going to be honest with you, every time I do this, he does something different every single time for every single song. Like he's flexing right now. And so you're in for a treat. Be watchful of what he does, and let's take it away. Let's see if you all recognize this dude here. And there you go. That's our first one. I think most of you guys should probably know the name of that song. That was the main theme from The Legend of Zelda. We know and love, definitely. And I think this next one might be a crowd favorite because my community is always asking this from me all the time. So here we go. Let's see if you guys recognize the name of this tune. If anybody types it in chat, I'm pretty sure some people will recognize it.
Also, Link is so interested in the goddess statue.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if this happens. But earlier when I was practicing, he ended up doing the selection for the heart container there on his own while while I was practicing one of the pieces there. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Well, did he grab the heart container? I don't think he did, right? I totally did not intend for that to happen. That just kind of happened. That is quite hilarious. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Link. Okay, now I'm going to take you back to one of my favorite tunes, actually, from Majora's Mask. So let's see if anybody recognizes this tune. It's actually one of my favorites from Majora's Mask itself. So let's see how it goes here. He is still looking. He is still
Very
looking.
intently.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if you guys recognize this. We're going to take it a little bit slower this time, but a little bit fast-paced here and there. Here we go. That is one of my favorite pieces to do, definitely. He was very interested in that wall, though.
Yeah, he decided to be a spider.
So good.
Yeah, a little bit. And if you do not know the name of that piece, that is Stone Tower Temple from Majora's
Yeah.
Mask. One of my favorite, honestly. And I think this next one will definitely appeal to a wider crowd. This is definitely one of the ones that I think everybody as a kid, if you played Majora's Mask, you were dancing along to it. It's a fun one. Here we go. Let me bring Link forward so he's not stuck on the wall anymore. And we'll start right here. Here we go. Awesome, Link. Okay, he did some great jumps in that one.
Yeah.
Did some great jumps in that one.
Real acrobatic.
Okay, yes, that is Deku Palace from Majora's Mask. If you've ever been like right in front of like where that dungeon is, or like where you go into that area, you hear that tune playing all over the place. Whenever I first played Majora's Mask, I immediately fell in love with it, and I got down to work. I was, I'm gonna learn that on the ocarina right now, and so I did. Okay, I'm going to take a small water break.
Yeah, of
because
course.
music playing takes a lot of work.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially the woodwind direction.
Yes. Actually, if you don't mind me jumping
On the
in,
screens.
I had mentioned PAX East earlier.
Definitely.
If y'all enjoy Breath of the Wild, you'll want to check out our schedule for PAX East, because GDQ will be returning to PAX East March 26th through the 29th. Visit east.paxsite.com to find out more about the show. The runs are actually peppered throughout the PAX East schedule on that site, or use !PAX in Twitch chat for more information. Because we have I'm going to shout out Glubbers. He will be performing the Echoes of Wisdom, All Dungeons Unrestricted, and Breath of the Wild any percent at the same time. So basically, Echoes of Wisdom has a lot of downtime, and so much downtime that you can comfortably complete a Breath of the Wild any percent speedrun during the cutscenes. So if y'all are going to be at PAX East, please check that out. We also have an Oracle of Ages versus Oracle of Seasons PAX attendee poll with TGH closing out on the Sunday. So definitely take a look at that. Yeah, anytime you need to take a break, Mimi, don't hesitate. I'm happy to ask questions,
Yes,
happy to
definitely.
like talk to chat. I want you to take care of you.
I will definitely take some breaks
Yeah.
here and there. As a musician has performed in the past for audiences, I make sure to self-care. Self-care is definitely important. Always practice self-care and hydration. This next piece is actually the very first piece that I ever learned on the ocarina about 3 years ago or so, 3 or 4 years ago, I think. I fell in love with it. I don't know if I said it on screen for the chat to hear, but I may have said it to Amber and Nat. But this was the very first song that I heard from Link's Awakening, and I really enjoyed it, and I immediately fell in love with it, and I decided to start learning it on the ocarina. Literally learned it by ear first, and then properly learned it. But it was just so much fun. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let's see if anybody can figure out what the name of this tune is. Okay. He's never joined in for that, so that was completely impromptu. Okay, great. I love when these kind of things happen. I think he really wanted to join in on that one. He must have really liked May Village. If you didn't catch what this tune was, this is May Village from Link's Awakening.
That was amazing
That was
to
great.
not only have him just notice you and get into a fight, but you won the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you got him.
Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, my God.
Power of interpretive dance.
That has literally never happened to me before. That is so funny. Okay, I'm glad we got him out of the way. I'm sorry, but I don't think he's invited to this performance right now.
No, he had to be escorted
We're gonna
out.
keep
He is-
going.
Unable to join. So
Exactly, unable to join. Okay, now this next piece I think is definitely a crowd favorite. I think a lot of these are crowd favorites, right? Everybody loves Zelda music, right? But I think most of you guys will definitely recognize what this tune is. And I'm going to be singing for a bit of it so that you guys can understand what's going on. And I hope that people at home will sing along and keep those tunes going in the background, because this one really shines with that background line going on, that bass line there. Okay, here we go. Let me open this up here. This one's going to be from Wind Waker. Ooh. So let's see if any of our Zelda gurus will figure out this one. Ba-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-bum bum ba-dum. Ba-bum bum ba-bum bum bum ba-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-bum bum ba-dum. Ba-bum bum ba-bum. Ba-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Nice. Okay. I'm pretty sure that everybody was singing along at home, right? I'm pretty sure. If you didn't recognize what that tune was, that was Dragon Roost Island from Wind Waker. I think everybody who's played Wind Waker becomes in love with this song every time they get to this island in the game. It's a wonderful one. Let's go.
It is a certified classic.
Oh yeah, he's vibing at one heart right now. That's true. Okay, I'm gonna take a small. Well, no, I think I can last one more. Let's do one more, and then I'll take a water break here.
Okay.
Let's see. The next one is we're going back into the slow pace of things, but it's one that's very dear to my heart, and I think everybody who plays through Wind Waker might know which one I'm talking about. And every time I see this in the game and I play through it myself, I cry every time because it's such a sweet, sweet moment in the game. Here we go. Maybe he'll actually go to the prayer statue and keep himself safe. Let's see about that. Go. Link wanted to get on the wall there. But if you don't recognize that tune, that is Grandma from Wind Waker. This is the tune that plays when Link is about to say his goodbyes to Grandma, leaving the island to go on his journey there. It's definitely a very good one. I really like that song. Hopefully I did it justice. Okay, I'm going to take a small water break here. So
of course.
If anybody wants to like questions or chatting or whatever it might be, up to you.
Nat, I want to check in on you. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing great. It's a little past my bedtime, but that's okay. We're rallying. I go to sleep a little earlier than I think a lot of us gamers here, but that is anything for Mimi.
Yeah, we are. I'm usually a night owl. I've been a bit of a little bit more of a day walker recently, which is great for PAX. Not great when you host a late night show. Like when I have to be at PAX, fine. But no, I appreciate you being here. You've been killing it on commentary. I
appreciate it.
I know
Thank you for a shout out.
Yeah, I know we're like a little quiet here to let people vibe with the music, and I've been having to mute myself every time I start laughing at Link.
Yes. Try to hold it back.
Definitely. I know I'm looking at the time, so I'm gonna like cut some of the pieces out.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah,
So
no
that we
worries
can
either way.
still good on time. But there's still some really good ones left. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, let me get Link off the wall for a second here.
I also would love a thunderstorm to come by at some point, especially
Oh,
with
yeah.
us holding an axe. So I'm not saying I
Exactly.
want that to happen, but I do think that would be funny.
Definitely. Okay, this next one is also from Majora's Mask. Everybody definitely is gonna recognize this one. Here we go. Bum bum bum. That one's a good one. I like that one. I like a lot of them, definitely. Okay, this next one I'm going to play is actually let's see. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna finish off with two more songs. And these are crowd favorites. Everybody loves these. If you immediately hear one out of this, you're gonna know exactly what it is. Okay, so I'm not even gonna like introduce it. So here we go. If only it would be a very good time for a storm to happen right now. Actually.
Oh, this is gonna be iconic, chat.
Please let it rain.
Ya ba 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 bum, ya ba 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 bum, ya ba ba ba. Well, right. Anybody take any guesses of what that song is? Not very prominent, right? That was Song of Storms from Ocarina of Time. Definitely one of my favorites as well. It's just so easy to play on the Ocarina. I feel like it's like meant for the Ocarina.
Oh, yeah.
Something like Ocarina of Time or something like that. Something like that, probably. And I think the last song I'm going to play here definitely is perfect song to end this whole showcase and concert and run. Thank you, GDQ, for having me on. I'll probably say my thanks again later too, but I think you guys will enjoy this one. This does not need an introduction in any way. You guys will recognize exactly. It's in the game name, something like that. I don't know. Here we go. perfect. And I think, yeah, Zelda's Lullaby is the perfect one. Perfect one to end on. I hope you guys enjoyed the concert and seeing Link do his little Linky dance. I think you really enjoyed adding his extra flair in there. He added some spins for that one. That was great. Link was definitely doing that.
The axe couldn't handle it anymore, actually.
Oh, did we break it?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice until right now.
We broke
my
the
God.
axe.
We did too many spins. I didn't even notice. I was so focused on playing the song.
It was like the last hit or something like that.
Oh, that is amazing. Honestly, this has been such an iconic performance. I've never done a performance like this before. I've actually never performed for an audience on the Ocarina before, so this was like, milestone right there. And also all of the stuff that was happening with Link. He has never done these kind of things before, so thank you, Link, for showing up today. Oh.
Yeah, this was fantastic. The fight with the Bokoblin is probably my highlight in the middle of the concert.
Yes.
In the middle of Mobbit
That
Village.
has
Little
literally
Spider-Link
never
moment.
happened to me before. Oh my God.
Oh my
That
god.
was definitely a milestone.
Thank you.
I've also never broken the axe in the middle of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Like I just want to thank you again for being on. If you don't follow Mimi Lena, go follow her. It's twitch.tv/Mimi Lena TTV. Don't do what I did and type twitch.tv/Mimi Lena because it's just an account that name claimed and did nothing else. Please consider following Environat as well, who does Breath of the Wild speedruns and other wonderful things. That's twitch.tv/Environat, right?
Thank you. Yes. I also do a lot of co-working these days as well. So I do a blend of, I guess, productivity, one could say, as well as gaming. So gotta love a work-life balance.
I think that's really cool. Everyone needs a body double in their lives. I will say that right now. Body doubling is so goated. And I never say goated, and I'm never going to say it again. Oh my God, never coming out of my mouth again. I'm too old for this. Anyways, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. And please look after yourselves and your loved ones. Drink some water, stretch your legs, eat a snack, take your medication or your vitamins if you need to. Remember, you are valid, deserve the best, and the world is a better place with you in it. I will be back on Friday. Yes, that's Friday, April 3rd after PAX East. I will be at PAX East from March 26th through the 29th alongside the GDQ with the speedrun stage. So if you're going to PAX East, come say hi. But I'll be back with more alternative controller runs on Friday, April 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern. Tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. East. If you missed out on Fast Travel or Passion Project, do stay tuned as we replay both of those shows after this. So if you missed this run, by all means, stick around. You'll be able to watch Fast Travel and this back. It'll be wonderful. And tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for the start of GDQ's Trans Day of Visibility Speedrun Special. And I will see you